for our February art exhibit. We're here at the Clayton Center with Michael Morrison, who has photography, and Elisabeth who does oil and acrylics. I'm here right now with Michael.
Hi.
Thanks for being here, Michael.
Thank you for letting me be here, Amy.
Michael, let's start off with telling us where you're from.
I'm originally from southeast Texas, near Galveston, so I kind of grew up near the water and the beach, and you know, I've wandered all over the world, it seems like, and ended up here.
How did you end up here?
Work, basically. But I've been in many places in the world that we live in, and many states I've worked in, and I really like it here in North Carolina. It's really kind of neat.
Now, Michael, you have several other degrees and interests. How did you end up as an artist?
My dad worked with pieces of stone and woodwork from the beach and things like that. He was very good with his hands, so I just naturally picked up stuff and started doing it, and after a while it actually started looking good. So I mean, I started taking photographs when I was 15. You can do the math, it was probably a long time, and I just started taking pictures, and that was when the old Kodak was out, and you know, back in those days with the still movies and stuff like that. But ended up going to college here locally in Beaumont, Texas, and got a degree in communications, and part of that was working for the newspaper for the college, and took photography and learned the basics of photography back then, and it stayed with me all this time. So you know, my passion is painting, but photography is also one of my passions. It's just, you got to know when to take the picture and in the right composition.
You have some interesting kaleidoscope pieces. Can you tell us a little bit about how you made those?
It's kind of like doing surgery. You have to have the right instruments, the right light, and of course positioning the prism, and then doing the final piecework for it. One of those pictures took me about 55 to 60 takes before I actually got the one I wanted.
Wow.
So it's
Thank God for digital photography.
Yes, that's true. And actually, skyscrapers are the #2 most looked at off of my website. It was pretty amazing at that. So it just shows what people are looking at.
So you have the one website for your photography as well as your abstract paintings?
Right.
And you're also involved with the Todd Rundgren. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I used to work for CBS Radio and Television for several years, if not dozens, and I got to interview very famous people over the years through the radio. And one of the persons that I interviewed over several years span was Todd Rundgren, and he's still a friend to this day. And he has a foundation that supports music for children that can't afford the music or don't have it. So the Spirit of Harmony Foundation is basically a foundation that was formed by members of Todd Rundgren's group. Todd supports us 100%, and Todd is one of the best people on the planet that could possibly do this. So we go into places that don't have music, and we bring music to the people. He also conducts orchestras for the foundation. He's produced albums for all kind of people like Grand Funk, or I mean, the list goes on and on. But he currently tours with Ringo Starr this summer, and he's on tour right now, and he'll be in this area next week. But the foundation supports basically music for children, and we found that in the beginning, early childhood stages, if you're shown music and get involved with music, it helps your development better. So I played piano and trumpet when I was young, and I hope it helped me, but I can see the foundation and where it's headed, and it's doing great things, and I'm just really proud to be a part of that. And the foundation continues to grow and grow along with the support, and also support other foundations as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've helped put on some charity art events yourself.
Yeah, several in the local area over the last few years, and I'll continue to do so. I just feel like it's really neat at the end of the day, if you give something back to your community or your fellow people, that's all part of making you shine.
That's great. That's a great way to show your art. And do you still have an exhibit at North Hills?
Northgate Mall.
Or Northgate
I've been in there for 3 years, and They gave me a blank storefront, and I did a cancer foundation benefit there, and they've let me stay in there since. So I'm there. I'm also in some local areas around here and in DC at the USDA gallery.
Yeah, tell us about that award you've won in the last, what, 3 years?
Each year they put on an art and agriculture event for photography and artwork, and that includes sculptures too. And the first round, all the employees in the world in the USDA voted in. So the first round is voted in by the actual employees. If you make that round, then the second round, somebody comes through from one of the judges that they have from Smithsonian or some other gallery, and comes through and chooses the winners. And for the last 3 years I've applied out of the 4 years it's been there. Each of the last 3 years I've won first place in category. The last 2 years it was paintings, and this year it was a photography. And it's of a barn that's on, it's in Johnston County, and it's on Buffalo Road. I went and saw the man today, actually. His name's James Green. He's 94 years old, and the tobacco barn was built in 1927. It's still standing to this day. And he said it's not going to stand much longer, but he did farming of tobacco many years ago, and it was a pleasure to meet him again today and talk to him.
Well, your photography is outstanding. You also,
Thank you.
If you visit Michael's website, you'll see he also has abstract painting, and also it seems like you have a new style you're doing now, kind of with a black outline to your.
I have so many things going on in my mind.
I really like that.
Probably have 30 paintings in my mind I can't put out on canvas yet.
And you also have a lot going on at one time. You have space to have several easels going on at once, I understand.
I may have 20 to 30 projects going on at the same time in my studio. Wow. A lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on up there. All right, well, we thank you so much for displaying here. Michael's also a member of Clayton Visual Arts and serves on our board.
It's really proud for me to represent Clayton Visual Arts, and I thank you for letting me exhibit this month.
I'm joined now by Elisabeth Flock, and Elisabeth paints in oils and acrylics. Elisabeth, you're from Garner. Is that where you're originally from?
No, I was born in Portland, but I've lived here for a long time, like in Clayton, Johnson County area, and I moved in with my grandma in Garner like last year.
Okay.
So that's where I am right now. That's not where I'm like from.
So, when did you first know that you were an artist?
I don't know. Before I can remember, probably. I don't know. The first thing that I remember actually drawing is a ladybug with like 1,000,000 legs, with like crayons and stuff. I just never like stopped. I always knew. I don't know. I've always like drawing girls and monsters and weird like scenarios, and I wanted to do video games for a while, but I didn't want to go to university. I went to JCC and I got my associate's in arts degree.
Okay.
But I don't know, I didn't want to go to university. It was like I didn't want to be in debt.
You just want to be able to
yeah,
explore it on your own.
I'm like, I think I can. I don't know. Like, I don't want to sound like I think that I know everything, but I think that I can do it on my own.
Well, there's plenty of self-taught artists.
Yeah.
It's kind of half and half.
Like,
out there,
I feel like,
so.
I don't know. I learned a lot in the painting classes at JCC. Like, I got complimented on my wiring job that I did on all my paintings, and I was happy because I was really proud of it, and I was hoping they would say something. I definitely spent like 3 days doing that. Wow. Because I found, I read the letter, and then I like forgot about it for a long time, and then I read it again. Because I was like preparing for it the whole time, but I forgot that you had to wire all of them. Yeah. And I read that again, and I read that I needed name cards too, and I was like, I'm not done.
You're not the only one that's forgotten that, and that's an important thing to know, even though that's like.
But I remember that like a month beforehand, but I was still like, I was really stressed out. I was like, I just wanted it to be like perfect.
Well, your show looks great, and I particularly want to ask you about the one, The Things We Do for Love. Mm-hmm. That looks like it has a story to it.
Well, it's a still life that I had to do for painting 1 at JCC, and I did that when I was in like 11th grade. I was in middle college, and I was in high school and college at the same time. But that was just a still life of a bunch of random things. It was an assignment, we were supposed to bring in random stuff from home and just like set it up. It was a assignment on composition. I forgot the word for a second, but yeah. So I just like repeated like circles and hearts and stuff, and like this was like a doll that I had made. Like I've made them since I was like 14. I think I started making them. They're just like hand sewn little doll things.
Well, the title was curious to me. It made it seem like there's a story.
I don't know. It was sort of like an abstract, like, cause like there's I made the heart and like the earbuds and stuff, and like it was just a collection of things that like are, I don't know. I had my little hat in the background that I wore a lot, and like this doll is like an ongoing theme that I have, you know, continued with. Like I still make them, and I make like custom ones on the internet now.
Oh wow!
And on like Etsy, like people don't know how to request custom orders at all. They ask for a whole custom-made handmade doll, and they ask for like one tattoo that they want. I'm like, I have some ones that I already made that I could just draw that on. I don't know why I need to make a whole new one. It's like, look.
Well, I see you have print prices on your pieces, so you're able to market your stuff online, your artwork online, and.
I'm getting there. I am not a computer person.
Most artists are not.
My friend Brianna helps me out a lot with computer stuff. Like, she has a lot of followers on Tumblr, and she just gets my art out on the internet where it wouldn't be because I'm not on the
Everybody
internet.
needs an agent.
Yeah,
Well, I love how all your pieces look like they have a story, and I'm also imagining that you must dream. So you must wake up in the morning with just these ideas that you've dreamed
I mean,
up.
sometimes whenever I'm falling asleep, I just see like, it's like a million comic book strips and like movies and like things that haven't been created yet. Like when you close your eyes, you know, and you just kind of see fuzz. Like sometimes when I'm like really tired, I just like see like all sorts of like things I could draw, and I'm like, I can't draw these fast enough.
Do you have any big projects or ideas where you want to take your art?
I don't know. I just want to support myself off of art and me creating things, and I just want to leave. I don't know. I want to impact people's minds when they see my stuff. Like I just want to get as many people to see it as possible, and I don't know. Maybe someone will sponsor me, and I can actually like make video games or movies or TV shows.
Yeah.
I want to make a comic book. I just don't have the time because I have to work.
Right.
And I don't have the time to do all the stuff that I want to do.
Well, if you keep working and practicing, then some opportunity will happen, and then you'll be ready for it.
That's what I'm hoping for. I haven't given up yet.
And I understand that you have participated in our festival, which was Millstock, the last 3 years, selling your work.
Yeah.
And so you'll be at
And
Mondo
I've made
Roots.
money. Like I've made up the booth fee every time. So, I mean, not as much as like, you know, but I mean, people have bought a painting at least each time, and that's pretty cool.
Well, everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we hope to see you at Mondo Roots this year. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And you do have a website.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us what that is.
yourdreamdealer.com.
Okay. Great.
And we're also on Etsy, but we're sort of like moving to the website, but it's not really up yet. So we're working on not using PayPal.
But
we're trying to go through another merchant service.
But if people looked for your name on Etsy, that would be how they would find
Your
you.
Dream Dealer on Etsy.
Okay.
Because like dream catchers and art and stuff. My dolls are on there, and Brianna's candles are on there, and other random stuff.
Well, we thank you for displaying your art here. It's very interesting.
Thank you for having me. I was like really pessimistic whenever I got the letter. I was like, man, they're not gonna accept me. And then I opened it, and it was like, congratulations. I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. I was like, nope.
It really makes a difference showing your art, and just it really grows you as an artist. So glad you got to do that.
I can put on my resume.
Yep, there you go.
Yes. My last exhibition was at a coffee shop, and they specialized in crepes, and I had 3 pieces up there for a month, and that was a year ago.
I did that too, and I sold a piece, so you never know.
I didn't sell anything.
You never know.
But there's only like 3 things. It was a self-portrait one, and the We Must Coexist, and the mask we wear. that's that's a reference to The Mask, like with Jim Carrey, The Mask We Wear.
Oh, okay.
That's like the boring guy talking. He's the mask we wear.
And I know you have one that you say is a self-portrait, but you have another that's, I think, in pencils. Is that also a self-portrait?
That's a picture of someone on the internet.
Okay.
She's from Russia. I just thought she was pretty, and I drew her one day on the porch while I was drinking coffee. Yep.
Well, we thank you for exhibiting your work here, and look forward to seeing more of it.
Thanks.
Next month's reception will be March 3rd here at the Clayton Center, and we will have artwork by Ray LaMancha. Ray paints in oils, and if it's anything like what he showed at the art fair, they could be some very large paintings. He also won an award at the art fair, so you don't want to miss that. And the other artist will be me, and I'm going to have my watercolors on display, so I hope to see you there.